We see more Brighton than City. City were just in playing like maybe possession of balls, just control it. But unfortunately, like Shannon was saying, they don't face a good team, because if they're facing a good team today, maybe can be out. But I'm happy as City fans we win it and just going to the final.
They're in the FA Cup final, and that's all that matters. So Brighton, I mean, they huffed and puffed towards the end. It was kind of predictable. We thought they'd have a go in the last 10 minutes, but must be frustrating playing up front for that team.
I mean, you can see by the reaction of the Brighton fans that they're very proud of their team, don't get me wrong, but watching them, I just feel like they've missed an opportunity here, because I think I've never seen City so poor and so kind of sloppy in certain parts of their game, and I just think if they'd have gambled a little bit more, especially in that second half, they might, be going into extra time, they might have nicked a win, who knows. So,
well, it seems like about 3 months ago that Manchester City scored the goal in this game, but what did you make of that goal, Shearer?
It was a wonderful cross and a very good finish from Jesus. Gets himself into the right position, because he knows when this guy gets the ball, he does that. Put it into the danger area, and you have to get on the end of it as a forward, and he did that, and that was one of, as I said, I think only 2 bits of quality in this game, and that was certainly one of them. Good ball, good finish.
And that proved to be the only goal of the game. Let's hear from Raheem Sterling. He's with Dan Walker.
Thank you, Gary. Congratulations, Raheem, on your way to the FA Cup final. But Brighton really made you work for that today, didn't they?
Yeah, they played brilliant. They caused us problems from set pieces, but also stayed in the game for long periods of time. But it shows the spirit that we have to hold on in such a difficult game and get through it.
At what point do you and your fellow Manchester City players think about what you could achieve over these next few weeks? Some huge games to come. Yeah, some huge games, but we just look forward to the next one now on Tuesday. That's the most important game now, and we focus solely on that. I know you were in the dressing room. We spoke to Mohamed, to Zainab, to Mohit and to Ahmed, just 4 of the 500 or so lads and lasses from your old school who were here at the game today, paid for by yourself. Why was that so important to you?
It was just something, growing up in Wembley, and sometimes when there was games on, I could only watch it from the TV. Never was able to actually step foot in the stadium until I was given a free ticket, and that was a turning point in my life, and I got to see the FA Cup final between Chelsea and United, and I knew there would be a lot of kids that don't get a lot of opportunities to come in, so I thought it would be spectacular to make them come see a game, and they all live 5 minutes away.
I hope you get a chance to watch it back, because they were so appreciative of your generosity and really wanted to thank you for what you've done for them.
Oh yeah, no, as I said, that's the most important thing, is to make them come and experience a day like today.
You have to do it for the final again now.
Hopefully, yeah.
Well done, congratulations.
You might struggle to get 500 tickets for the final. It's not that easy. Manchester City remain on course.
Yeah,
they're doing what they have to do.
Well, that's the good thing about it. They don't and didn't have to play very well today. And you said it at the final whistle. They've set the bar so high with some of their performances. It wasn't like that today, but it was enough. They got through to the final. That's all they had to do.
Every team has an off day, and if you can win in those off days, that's a really good sign, Yaya.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're on it. They are still on there again, and we're looking forward, because on Tuesday, 4-run game, Tottenham, strong team, better team than Brighton. Of course, better quality of player, they have it more, and it's gonna be a massive game on Tuesday. Hopefully, we're gonna try to. We'll see.
They'll have to play a lot better against Tottenham than they did here today.
They will. I can guarantee that. I just think that they're playing at 50% now, City. They're going to start stepping it up, ramping it in as we go into the season, though.
And sometimes it's easy to play against teams that are of a higher stature or better sides, because they come out at you and it creates a bit more space.
I think Brighton can bring you down to their level sometimes by sitting off. That game against Spurs is going to be fast, furious, atmosphere is going to be lively, and they'll have the energy back in their team.
Yeah. You still say they won't do all 4?
I don't think they will. It's a huge ask. I'd love to see them do it, but I don't think they will, because of the Champions League.
No. OK, Jermaine, thanks very much. Alan, thank you. And Yaya, thanks very much for coming in. Thoroughly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And that's it from us. So Manchester City are through to the FA Cup.
Hard work, wasn't it? It was. It was a tough game for City. I think Brighton put everything they could into it. Probably they had one opportunity maybe when Laporte cleared it off the line, but apart from that they huffed and puffed and put the pressure on, but never really created that in too clear cut. But certainly City weren't at top level today, so it made for an interesting battle today.
Gives everyone else hope who's got to play City in the next few weeks.
It does, and they've got some tough games coming up, haven't they? It's a relentless schedule that they've got, and I think Brighton have shown, as have other teams on occasion before, that if you are brave and you do it in a structured way, you can take the game to them in your own manner. Brighton were quite direct. Nothing wrong with that. Don't make apologies for it. Man City are not particularly comfortable at set pieces. They tried to exploit that, did Brighton. But Man City stood up well to the task, really. You know, it was a competent display. They weren't anywhere near their best by any stretch of the imagination, but you always felt the game was within their grasp, didn't you? Edison hardly touched the ball there, not with his hands anyway. He was dillying and dallying at the end. They would have ball at his feet. Unbelievable. 3 minutes to go and he's popping around his own penalty box. But Brighton had a real charge at it. Well done to them. But you know, it always felt that Man City were just going to do enough.
But does it say anything that Pep Guardiola made 7 changes to this side? And bearing in mind the relentless nature, as we've said, of how many games they've got and how many crucial games, you can't expect them to perform when you're changing personnel all the time.
Yeah, I don't really see a player who played badly today. You know, they all played okay and they all done their job. I think with City, when you take Sane out or Mahrez to work side alongside Sterling, you've got that pace on the wings where you can counter-attack really quickly. And today with Bernardo Silva there, Gundogan, De Bruyne and David Silva, all pretty similar players, you know, so you needed that person to run in behind. They didn't have it, but it was a different type of performance probably from today. They wanted to try and keep it, but they changed the team around and they're still winning games. So
And scoring brilliant goals like this.
Yeah, it's a wonderful pass in by De Bruyne. It's brilliant. It's just, we've seen him doing it so many times. When he's in that position at that sort of angle, he can find that space brilliantly well, and Jesus reads it, he understands where it's going to be, and a low stoop and header into the goal.
I think the standards, sorry Angus, the standards that they've set, because they're so high, you see them today and you're disappointed. You think, well, that was a poor performance. They won a FA Cup semi-final 1-0 against a spirited opponent, and those examples of top-class quality were few and far between today. But if you judge that by a mid-table Premier League team, that wasn't too bad a performance.
They looked like they had another gear in them. If Brighton had scored, they looked like they would have just kicked on again and just gone. So they've done enough today. I think over the whole course of the game, I think they deserved to win, and if needed, they had more in the tank to go again.
Well, let's hear from their match winner on the day, Gabriel Jesus. Tuesday Tottenham, Sunday Palace away, then Wednesday Tottenham at home, Saturday Tottenham home, and then United Wednesday.
Yeah, it's an incredible run of games they've got. It's people want to know all the time. People keep asking the question, can they win the 4 trophies? You look at that run of games and you think, can they win them 5 games? You know, it seems very difficult.
Yeah, exactly. You look at that and you go, actually, it's nigh on impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a big ask, doesn't it? But taking each game individually, as Guardiola mentions regularly, if he can genuinely get his players to have that mindset, they've got a chance. They won the last 14, is it? Why not? You know, why can't you go and win the next 5? They're capable of it. The odds of it probably pretty long. Achieving the quadruple will be even longer, although they're diminishing at the moment, aren't they? They're shortening game by game.
As difficult as the games are, if you then put it into the fact it's all in 15 days, makes it seem even more ridiculous.
That stage of the season.
Yeah,
well.
it's
every 3 days you've got to.
If any team can do it, it's them.
Yeah.
If any team, because they do have the depth and the quality within the squad. But even for them, I'd like to see them do it. I'd like to see perfection happen in sport. I like whether it was Muhammad Ali in boxing, Ian Botham in cricket, for those of you who know him or can remember him. But people like that, Ronnie O'Sullivan in snooker. I'd like to see that happen. Man City are probably as close as you can get at the moment. I don't know. They've got the opportunity to do something special, but